What's poppin' Facebook? It's your boy Justin. So about to go to the gym right now. So I got this sick ass fucking Captain America shirt on, and figured I'd speak to y'all about something I've been kind of taking some notes on. This is a subject I'm gonna get into really into depth with in my upcoming podcast I'm still working on. So it's called tragic comedy. Okay, listen up. This is a quote by Carl Sagan. One of the saddest lessons of history is that if we're being bamboozled long enough, we tend to reject any evidence of the bamboozle. We're no longer interested in finding out the truth. The bamboozle has captured us. It's simply too painful to acknowledge, even to ourselves, that we've been taken. And once we give the sharks some power over us, we almost never get it back. So, in this quote, we are the bamboozled. You know, the everybody else. You know, the 99%, the not rich and powerful club. You know, and the charlatans are the wealthy 1%, the yacht club. You know what I'm saying? The rich and powerful club. That same club that's been beating you over the head for years and years and years, telling you what to think. It's the same one, the same people who are behind the scenes calling the shots and have been doing it for years. You know, they control what laws are passed, what comes out on TV, what music is popular, and all this shit tells you what to think, how to feel. You know, they tell you everything, and they do it through media, through TV, through music. You know, and it's insane. So get this: drugs pour into the poorest nations, the poorest part of the city, all over the nation, and they pour in by the motherfucking ton. And yeah, you see people, you know, certain drug enforcement agencies, they get this much, they catch this much. That's where they create an illusion of anonymity. They're like, oh yeah, we're not part of this operation. We're arresting people. You ain't fucking doing shit. You ain't even putting a fucking dent in. Yes, the cartels supply and create the drugs, but who do you think supplies the cartels with access into the country? You think anything comes into this country without the powers that be knowing anything about it? Oh, homie, you're a fool to think so. Look, before Nixon started the war on drugs in 1965, drugs poured into predominantly black neighborhoods, like in Harlem, like the heroin epidemic, and it's grown beyond that because drugs are no longer poured into black neighborhoods, no longer a black thing or a Mexican thing. It's a socioeconomic thing. It's a fucking poor thing. You know, it's in Sunny Slope, it's in Maryvale, it's in downtown Glendale, you know, it's on 27th Indian School, all up and down 43rd, Bethany. You know, it's in every poor neighborhood in the fucking nation. Now, these powers that be, they allow these drugs to come into the nation by the motherfucking ton so that they can control where it's distributed and unloaded. And they pour it into these neighborhoods, these poor neighborhoods that have shitty school systems and not very many good jobs available, so that people are forced to go outside the norm to live the American dream. And they create this American dream that it's nearly almost impossible to fucking abstain. Like, you gotta have the biggest house, you gotta push the nicest whip, you gotta be wearing everything designer. And if you have anything less than that, then you're exactly that, less. You're less of a person. And everybody feeds into it and believes it. And those who come from nice places, they glorify dealing drugs and committing crimes on, you know, on TV and music, especially in music, so that everybody wants it. Oh yeah, I want to be that big bad, you know, drug dealer because I need all this money. You don't though. You really don't. And it's crazy because so many people are so consumed with the idea of you know, having material things and looking a specific way and needing outward validation that they let go of the idea of having self-validation and self-growth. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. People who are, the world is trapped in this, sorry, not really the world, but this nation is trapped in this idea that they hold. And they force you, basically, especially in poor neighborhoods, to live this life, to achieve this goal. And then what do? You fuck up. You slip up and you go to prison. And they got us running through that motherfucker on a conveyor belt. Because who owns prisons? Another multi-million-dollar fucking industry owned by that wealthy 1%. They provide us with the crime to do, they push us to do the crime, and then they throw us in prison and hurt us like cattle, just stacking money off us all day long because we ain't nothing but money. They want us to have less as possible, but try and get it and spend every dollar we have on trying to create this image that we have money. You know, like oh yeah, I'll push this nice whip, but we're broke as shit because we're spending all our money on useless things like clothes, and instead of spending money on investing and spending money and spending time in things on ourselves. So let's see here. What else I got here? So they attack the most basic human need for belonging. Like, meaning as humans we have this need to feel validated and belong to a group and contribute to that group and receive recognition for that contribution. And we're all brainwashed to think that if we don't, look a certain way or dress a certain way, we don't receive any of that validation. And it's super sad. It's ridiculously sad. I'm going to tell you a little story. Okay? Never, ever, ever have I ever committed any illegal crime such as pimping or running an illegal prostitution ring. Never done that before because I'm alive on the internet here. But however, there was a time and part in my life, a very dark part in my life, where I used to run a legal, licensed escort service. And I used to use these manipulation tactics to create an illusion of control, an illusion of choice. So I would charge them, for security 25%, for marketing advertising 15%, and for call screening 10%, and that's half of the money. Now, I would give them the choice of choosing, you can do this and this, or you can have me do all this, and I can take half. So their illusion of control, think, okay, I'll choose this and this and this and this, but in reality, no one ever paid me less than half. And when there's times I said, hey, why don't you take some of your money and go out and do something nice? Why don't you get your nails done? Why don't you, let's go get you some new fits. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get your hair done. And you give them those options, and they think, oh wow, I can do whatever I want. But in reality, all those things are really to make you more money, to make me more money, because your appearance is very important. Now, these manipulation tactics, with the illusion of control, thinking you control, you get to choose what it is, but I'm only giving you limited options, And then some of you may think, damn, this bitch is dumb, this fool's pimping the shit out of him. Let me tell you, the system is your pimp, okay? The system that has you believing you need things, and you have these limited options, you are the dumb horse, and you are being pimped. So if you can wrap your head around that, maybe perhaps it'll knock you out of this state of mind where you think money is super, super important, and you do anything to get it. It's not important. What you wear does not matter. Don't fall into this fucking trap. It's all a system of ridiculous money. It's not important. I promise you, it's not important. Having the nicest car and the biggest house is not important. That's all I want to say today. You know what I'm saying? Have a lovely day. You know what I'm saying? Happy Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Live well, love deeply, and laugh as often as you can. Peace out.